So I had a particularly bad qualifying. I kept getting blocked, and so you can see at this point I'm trying to let the guy behind me go past. I'd eventually got past him, but I wanted to get a gap between the two cars in front of me, and so that I could get a a quick lap in. You can see my best at the moment is 1:19.38, which is more than 2 seconds off what I was doing in practice. So I thought I'd given them a big enough gap, but I simply don't have the racecraft, quite honestly, and so I started closing in on them quite quickly, as you can see. And by the time we come out of the Brooklands Luffield complex, I'm right up the back of them again. And so this goes on, and it wasn't just these two guys. Actually, I'd had a lot of people, I'd had a few that I'd had to work my way past during this qualifying session, and it's just really, I was just stupid. I should have put my thinking head on instead of just going out and trying to slam in fast laps one after another. Now at this point, when we came out of Copse, as we're running down to Maggots, because I got a good run out of Copse, I'm approaching them so fast, I'm thinking I'm going to run into the back of them. That you might be able to hear this on the through the noise, but I'm running down here at about 3/4 accelerator, So then I think, okay, they've moved over a bit, perhaps I can squeeze up the inside around Beckett's. Not a bit of it. This guy simply slams the door shut, and so that's that. It's weird because I guess they think they're racing me. I don't know, because we're all trying to qualify, best time. Maybe they just didn't want me to get ahead because they thought I'd compromise them. Anyway, I got frustrated and decided just to send it down the inside of Brooklands, as you can see, and that got the job done. But it's a shame I didn't do that about 3 laps earlier, because lap 6 was my last complete lap, and we'll have a quick look at the sector times, and you'll see what happened after that. So here's the here are the splits for my session. Just to explain, I said that I was on lap 6 was my last full lap, but that's because they don't count the out lap, which it does on the thing you saw on the screen. Minor thing. So this is the point where I got past them in this sector just here, and you can see as soon as I got past them, I'm going faster in every sector thereafter. I mean, it still wasn't a brilliant time, to be truthful. 1:18.565 is way off my best, but I think if I had have had a few runs at that in clear space, I would have put in a better time. As it was, luckily, one of the drivers in my car put in a better time, so he got us a bit further up the grid. I was the first driver, and so this is us waiting in the assembly area. Now I decided this guy here is Johnny Webster. He used to race with me last year, and I have a bit of fun and I try and target people who I raced with in the same team. So he was he was my sort of first marker, the first person I wanted to go for. As it turned out, Johnny got held up, which we'll see a bit later. Normally I would severely edit this race, but I had such good fun and there was such a lot of close racing, I thought I'd play out the whole thing. So I hope that you find that entertaining, and let's see how I get on. you remember Johnny from the holding area who I was targeting, well, he got caught up in that first lap melee at Luffield, so he was behind me now. The car I'm targeting now is the one you can see that's got an orange back. That's Liam. Again, he used to race with 40/40 last year. He's slightly faster than me, or he always was, so good target to go for, I think.
A stupid mistake here, so I'm going to try. I'm positioning myself to go down the inside of Liam, but I'm way too far back, and I hadn't watched him go round Brooklands before, so I wasn't sure how late he would brake, and he braked quite late. As Scott Mansell says, if you've ever watched his videos, if you don't mean to make the move, don't try and make it, because you're going to lose time, and you can see I've lost quite a bit there.
So here's a question for you. Can 3 cars go around Copse all at the same time? Let's have a look and see what happens. He's obviously got wise to me because he's moving out to the left, so I don't take a run at him down the inside at Brooklands. Watch out for the yellow flag waving on the right just as we come here. See it just there? And just as we come into the corner, you see that one of my teammates has had an accident, and this guy's just gone past me on a yellow. So not sure what he's up to. I guess he probably wasn't sighted actually, because I was probably between him and the yellow, but we did debate protesting at the end, but there's no point, there's no championship points, and you know, we're not going to podium, so we just let it go. It's around here I make my most stupid mistake in that I decide I thought I was supposed to be out for 20 laps and sorry, for 20 minutes, and by this point I'd been out for 22, and I'm thinking, well, they haven't put the pit board out, maybe they've forgotten me. So like an idiot I decide to pit. I should have pitted at 28 minutes, so I'm 6 minutes too early. And because they've had an accident to deal with and whatnot, I arrive in at our pit with our crew, bewildered why you're here, and also trying to cope with other little minor catastrophes. So this wasn't my finest moment, quite honestly, but I had great fun. This was a really good race for me. I learnt so much, and you can see how close the racing is. So if you're considering doing a class of racing, this single make style is just fantastic. It's so close. Oh, there's an unsafe release right there, which my my chief mechanic was not happy with, as you can see. But yeah, so good fun. As you can see, we finished 23rd. Great result for Rob Carvel. Very well done to him. One thing to note is the number of penalties and disqualifications for track limits.
I think it's probably a feature of Silverstone because it's so easy to run off and keep going because there's such wide runoff areas. Seems that lots of the drivers took total advantage of that. Okay, I'll catch you next time.